كفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. So the month of Ramadan is over. And now we find ourselves in similar situations as before, where slowly and steadily ghaflat starts to creep in. And it tries to take hold of our heart, tries to take hold of the desires of our nafs. And if we don't keep it in check, it will result in what really happens every single year, that it overcomes us, and before we know it, we are falling into the same sins that we are addicted to, that we are used to, all over again. And we'll forget what beautiful time that we had in Ramadan, this beautiful gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is really owing to us not looking at our life in the proper way. As we keep on saying, this is not a rhetorical tool when we say that this life is a gift and every day is a gift. And every day has to be taken on its own, without any baggage from the past, with renewed himmat and azam. This is called azam and irada. Vigor, energy, intentionality, focus, concentration. Because if we remain stuck in the past, one of two things will happen. Either we'll become depressed because we have committed too many sins in the past, and we lose hope that something can be done in our present or future. Or second, we have done something good in the past and we become complacent. Oh, mashallah, I did this yesterday. Just like on the day of Eid or the next day, we start feeling, oh, I just came out of such mihnat, such mujahidah for 30 days. I deserve to rest. Who told us that we deserve to rest? Where is it written that we deserve to rest? Where is this usul coming from? I don't remember reading in usul fiqh. There is no such thing that we deserve to rest. There is no rest. We only rest when we go into a qubur. Qabr is called the resting place. Even in English they call it the resting place. That is the final abode for us. And before that there is no rest. It means Eid comes with it a renewed sense of worship and a renewed sense of remembrance of Allah. What is the dhikr of Allah we are doing right from the get-go? Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd. That Allah is greater than whatever we think is great. Allah is greater than that. Allah is greater than La ilaha illallah. And I slaughter and I slay everything with the sword of La ilaha illallah. Meaning every but, every idol that I have inside, I destroy it like Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allahu Akbar, wa lillahi alhamd. And every praise and every tasbih and glory only belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. That is a renewed sense of dhikr. A new ibadah that we do in Eid, this Salatul Eid, you don't pray any other time other than the Eid. Again, with extra 6 takbirat. Extra takbirat in the khutbah that you read. All about that Allah is greater than the ibadah that we did. So don't become complacent thinking that we achieved something. And don't become, heedless for your future. Okay? So it's something that we have to be cognizant of. And so I want to bring our attention to two terminologies that our mashaykh use. One is called mubadarat. There's a bab by Imam Nawawi rahmatullah, mubadarat ila al-khairat. And the other is called musabiqat. So mubadarat and musabiqat. This is something that we really need to bring into our lives. Mubadarat is to hurry and rush in whatever khair or the door of khair Allah Ta'ala opens for. Any mawqa, any opportunity that Allah Ta'ala gives us. So for example, if you have a da'iyah has this inspiration in your heart, we should pray nafil. Do it. Do it right then and there. If your heart is saying, okay, I should be doing zikr, do it. Okay, because that is mubadir, jaldi karna, to rush into action. Why? Because that tawfiq is coming. And Mufti Shafi Sahib rahmatullah ta'ala, may Allah be pleased with him, used to say that it is like a guest. You know, when a guest comes to your house, you honor the guest. You don't ignore the guest. And so when this da'iyah comes into the heart that I should do it, I should go visit my Shaykh, I should do dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I should pray extra nawafil, I should read the Quran. Don't be happy, oh mashallah, main bada neek hu. Look at like what good emotions and intentions are coming into. No. Those are openings of tawfiq coming. We have to walk through the door. So meaning you have to bring into practice. This whole Ramadan we have been reiterating again and again about bridging the gap between intention and action. What does it require?
Intention.
Intention. Himmat. Intention and action. बीच में क्या? क्या बोला? मैंने 1 महीना ज़ाया किया? हिम्मत. क्योंकि अच्छे intentions can come in the mind, but unless you show himmat and mujahida, you cannot produce action from it. Usually we have a lot of good intentions. I want to do this and I want to do that. I want to spend the like of Mount Ohad, and it doesn't become an action because we don't put himmat and azam and irada in that. So we have to bridge the gap. तो ये मुबादरत जो है ना, इसको तो जल्दी करना. So as you know, Mufti Shafi Sahib rahmatullah used to say that if you dishonor the guest will leave and it won't come back again. And so that tawfiq, don't think that tawfiq is going to come back again and again and again. That is just not the case. It is just not the case. Okay, so maybe it is today, maybe the tawfiq will be gone, maybe circumstances will change. You know, our Shaykh used to tell us that, you know, we're going to slip through your hands like a fish slips through your hand. Machli ki tarah. Pata bhi nahi chalta. So that will happen to us as well, and you know, before we know it, it will be gone. So we have to, you know, and people who say I'm too busy, you know, again Mufti Shafi Sahib used to say that, you know, you have to fit things between two things that you're doing. You're never busy, so you just have to like squeeze things in. And I've seen that in the life of Mufti Taqi Usmani Sahib as well, that he's an extremely busy schedule. So if somebody asks him, Hazrat, can we also do this? Can you? It's like, bhai, hamare paas to time nahi hai, we don't have the time. But, you know, I have time while I'm driving from here to there, and I will squeeze this within that. So it's always, you know, he'll be reading the Quran, and then he'll be writing something. And so there's no time of what we call leisure, what we say farik time here. It's always just squeezing work of khair between two things. That's what we have to do. And we have to keep our minds empty. Don't like plan things and not do it, because that's the good intention and without action. That's all we do, is like plan big plans. I have to do this and I have to do this. In the end we don't do anything. Khush ho ke lat jate. Inshallah ta'ala, when the time of action comes, just do it. Don't dwell on it afterwards. Don't think, mashallah, kitna acha hai, now I can go to my bed. No. Now I have some more time, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do? Ye hota hai mubadara jaldi karna. Okay, and we have to become haris. Hirs is very a guna, but only when it comes to dunya. When it comes to deen, we have to become haris, because our time is limited. Our lives are limited. And the amal that we can do are also limited. And what we are seeking is unlimited and eternal life. Okay? Using something limited, we are seeking something unlimited. Using something finite, we are looking for infinite or infinite. Okay? So temporary to eternal, this transformation can come if we are able to do the majmu'ah of amal and really rush into action and not slow our pace down. Okay, so whatever we were doing in Ramadan, it's just another day now. Don't get deluded, oh shaitan is out and this is out. And no, fast for Shawwal. Okay, come into the practice of fasting on Mondays and Thursdays, and the 13th, 14th, 15th, if you want to follow that schedule, or if you want to, do 6, fast together, that's fine as well. Okay, and then just because fast is it's as we saw, it was mashallah, it's such a purifying effect. So do it. We were sitting down here doing dhikr, now it's the same time. Dhikr is dhikr. Right? We were doing dhikr before, now we're going to do dhikr again. We were doing nawafil before, now we'll do nawafil again. We were reading Quran before, now we'll be reading Quran again. Okay, we were spending time in khanaqah, in the suhbat of others, and we will inshallah continue to do that. So don't let us be deluded into this, like times have changed, that something has changed. The only thing that will change is if we allow ourselves to change. And that is something that, I must reiterate. We must not allow our nafs to take over again. We must not allow this ghafla to take over again. If you feel, and alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala gave us this insight over Ramadan, that every time the nafs was kind of moving around, we saw its movement, right? We had that muhasibah. We were able to keep it in check. No, I'm not going to let you deviate me from the right path, right? We saw the bezari too, right? We saw that we are going to look inside, and if you feel that the nafs is feeling wahsha, bezari, susti, procrastination in doing any, we'll look at that and we'll see why it's coming, and we're going to nip the evil in the bud. Okay, so this is where the dua comes in, this is where the mujahada comes in. No, you don't feel like doing this? Why? Why are you putting me back into that spot that I don't want to be in? Why are you forcing me into that position again where there's just despair, hopelessness, there's sukooni, there's lack of sukoon, there's no future, everything looks bleak, everything looks darkened? Why for a couple of minutes of maza and enjoyment and pleasure? You want to destroy your akhirah, you want to destroy your dunya? You want to displease the only one who actually cared about you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You want to let Allah ta'ala down again? So we have to hold on to it, and we have to grab it by its neck and not allow it to control us anymore. Okay? That's one thing. And it's ajib, that in the matters of dunya, we do jaldi. We rush towards things and we do muqabala, right? This tanafus and muqabal, and we try to do this musabaqat, right? Musabaqat means to try to get ahead of others. And this is why it is not recommended. There's a hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that mentions that when it comes to dunya, don't look at people above you. Because yes, they're always going to be somebody. Look at Qarun, how much did Qarun have, right? There's always going to be a Qarun there. There's always going to be somebody who has more, who has a better house, a better car, a better this, a better that. There's always going to. And if you spend too much time in their company, Abdullah ibn Mubarak said that in the beginning years I used to spend time with other daulat wali people with wealth. And he said it did not bring me any rahat, because it's always this competition. Al-hakumut takathur. You just want to competing, oh, look at that, his house is better, and now you want a better house, and you get that better house, and then you find somebody else's house that's better, and then you want that, and it never ends. And so the hadith tells us that you should be looking at people below you. So the ihsas is shukr, not ihsas of takabbur, but ihsas is shukr comes in. Alhamdulillah, you have given me everything. And that's what we need. We need that contentment of heart if we want to achieve anything in this dunya. Because as we saw, that without zuhad, it's a complete joke. Suluk is a joke, tariq is a joke, our idea of being a murid is a joke, our idea of being a murshid is a joke. All of this is a big joke. Okay, that without that disconnect from the dunya. And so we need to look at that. So when it comes to who are we spending time with? The sohbat of people. And Abdullah ibn Mubarak said that later on I spent time with people less fortunate than me, and then Allah Ta'ala opened up wisdom and hikmah in my heart, and shukr in my heart. All these good qualities started to come in. So we need to do exactly the same. Don't look at other people and who for this little life, this little dunya may have achieved something. We're not competing with it. So this tanafus and this muqabala, taqabul is not with them. But when it comes to deen, yes, Allah Ta'ala wants to see the taqabul. Allah Ta'ala wants us to get ahead without the hasad. Without the hasad. It's not like a hasad based taqabul. this musabaqat, sabqat कहते हैं किसी से आगे निकलना. This is established from Sahaba Kiram Rizwanullah ajma'in. Like look at the example of Hazrat Siddiq Akbar Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu and Hazrat Umar Raziyallahu. Hazrat Siddiq Akbar Raziyallahu was a very simple person. He was just intoxicated in love of Allah Ta'ala and love of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. His whole life just revolved around that. And so he wasn't necessarily the one doing the musabaqat because he was always ahead of everybody anyways. But other Sahaba Kiram Rizwanullah ajma'in certainly tried to compete with him. They could have competed with Usman Ghani Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu or Abdul Rahman bin Auf Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu. They were very rich and wealthy. No, it wasn't about that at all. They were competing in neki, virtuous acts. So the famous example of Tabuk, when Tabuk was a very difficult expedition, as we know, it was like dead in the middle of the summer, extremely hot. That's when the Ansar of Medina Munawwara had their all the dates matured at that time, so it was time for kind of reaping the benefit. Lack of water, all of that, and the hukam came for Tabuk, and Tabuk was like all the way. You're talking like 1,000 miles away. And so Nabi Sallallahu does this hukam that spend the path of Allah, right? And Nabi Sallallahu said, I'll guarantee Jannah, that I'll make dua of Jannah for people to. Now, this is where the mindset differs. If a person is focused on the dunya, Nabi Sallallahu saying this will not move you. But if you have aql ma'ad, you have this aql, this mind, and this belief and this yaqeen in akhirah, then you will jump to that occasion even if you have nothing. And Sahaba, of course, every single one of them, they just went out and spent anything that they could. Now, we all know that Umar Farooq Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu went home and he looked around and he gathered half of his belongings, everything that he had, half of his belongings, and brought it in the presence of Rasulullah, that I give this in the path of Allah. Nabi Sallallahu asked him, Ya Umar, what did you leave for your home? And he said that, I divided everything. I left half for my, family, and I'm bringing the other half in the. Nabi Sallallahu gave him du'as. And Abu Bakr Siddiq Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu came, and he came with whatever provisions, and Nabi Sallallahu asked him, Ya Abu Bakr, what did you leave at home? Ya Rasulullah, I left Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Rasulullah. He brought every single thing. He even took his hand and brushed it against the wall, that even if there's a needle that I can spend in the path of Allah, I'll do that as well. And Umar Farooq Raziyallahu Ta'ala said that, in the matters of neki, I cannot surpass and proficient. Right? So, this kind of musabaqat was there. It was healthy. It was without hasad. It wasn't that I will pull this person down, and no, it was mashallah. The word that we use is called rashk. It's the opposite. It's like a positive jealousy. It's not the negative hasad jealousy. Positive. Oh, subhanallah, this person has been blessed with this. May Allah also give me this as well. And this is why Hazrat Umar Farooq Raziyallahu Ta'ala came to Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq Raziyallahu Ta'ala, said, that I have a favor to ask you. He's like, yes. He said that take all of my virtuous acts from all of my life and just give me that one night that you spend in Ghar Thawr with Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allahu Akbar. So this is the shock, the Urdu shock, shock and zawq of getting ahead in terms of virtuous acts, and that is okay. So this musabaqat and this mubadarat, both of these things are necessary for deen. Jaldi karna aur aage badhna. That's not what we're looking for in the dunya. We do shukr in dunya, we do sabr in dunya, we make mihnat and mujahid in dunya, but the dunya should not consume us like it has consumed us. Okay, so this is something that if we hold on to these two things, jaldi kare, don't wait. And that is what shaitan does. Remember we said that shaitan has some trickeries. What is the first thing he does? He makes us delay. Good niyyah, delay. Zikr karna, oh, inshallah, मैं करूँगा रात को you're so tired and that's it, you crash. Nafil parna, no, inshallah, from tomorrow, I make niyah from tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. When we were kids, they used to teach us, what was that English? Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. Well, that's very true in the deen as well. There is no tomorrow. Nobody has seen tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. There's only hal. This is why the Sufiya, they work on the hal of a person. Not the mazi, not the mustaqbil. Mazi, you can only do tawbah and that's it. Nidama and tawbah. Mustaqbil, if you dwell too much on it, then you will become Shaykh Chilli. Shaykh Chilli meaning you fantasize, daydreamer. You're just given hal. That's it. That's all Allah Ta'ala gives you every day. And so you have to focus on how do I make myself better today. If you're saying I'm going to start doing it in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, it's never going to come. And our Shaykh wrote this. They actually said that if you have made niyyah of change, but if you delay it, it will never happen because you've already delayed it. You have already delayed it. Now, this amal itself is a delayed amal. It will never come into fruition. Unless Allah Ta'ala does rahmat and fazl. Allah Ta'ala pushes people into that situation where the heart is broken and the musibah comes, and then the musibah is a gift from Allah that you're not waking up. Sometimes when kids don't wake up, people will drop some water on them. They actually do that. I was just told yesterday that our madrasa girls actually do that. In the morning they have a spray bottle, and these young girls, they work really hard. So at the Hajj time, if they can go, one girl just goes around spraying water. So that's pretty much what we need as well. We need that wake up sometimes if we're not waking up. तो उसके लिए जाग ज़रूरी है, that we have that jag. So shaitan, otherwise he'll keep on delaying, and again we'll be stuck in the good intention. Because every day we'll look in our heart, do you still want to do this? Yes, alhamdulillah, I still want to do. You're so happy, mashallah. I still want to become wali of Allah. I want to do dhikr. It's not like I don't want it. See, shaitan will never force you or put in your heart to hate something good. No, he knows you're a Muslim. Of course, salat is a good thing. Of course, reading Quran and zikr. Every moment wants to become a wali. He'll just make you delay it. Keep on delaying it, keep on delaying it, keep on delaying it. Till it's too late. You're too weak, you're too sick, there's no more time. One thing or another will come. So या गुनाहों में पड़ा रहेगा बंदा, गुनाह में नहीं होगा तो गफलत में डाला रखेगा, गफलत में तो नेकी को डिले करता रहेगा, delay, keep on delaying. And so if I ask, does everybody want to become a wali of Allah? Yes. Are we doing the amal to become a wali of Allah? Why not? Do you have the intention? Yes, we all have the intention. We have the intention. Isn't that why we become bayan in the first place? Because the intention was there. Now what's lacking is that himmat, the mubadarat and musabaqat and putting it into action. That's what, because shaitan keeps on delaying it. Nahi hota. Months go by before we meet our mashayikh, and months go by before we actually sit down and do dhikr and muraqabah. And why? Because we were happy we had a good Ramadan. And so we're going to carry this Ramadan in our, yes, I had a good Ramadan, at least and before you know it, Shawwal is gone. Did we fast? No. Are we still on the same schedule as Ramadan in zikr and Quran and all? No, but that was just the barakah of Ramadan. This is what we keep telling ourselves. That was just the barakah. Yeah, of course there's barakah in Ramadan. But it doesn't mean that Allah Ta'ala is taking the tawfiq away outside of it. No. Yes, shaitan was changed, but doesn't mean shaitan is so heavy on us outside of Ramadan. No, it only, if we allow it to become heavy. When we stop doing zikr, of course shaitan is, whether it's in Ramadan or it's outside, people commit sins in Ramadan too. Right? So that just means that even small shaitungras, right? Like baby devils, even they will change us. Even if the big shaitans are gone, the small shaitunas can make us do sins even in Ramadan. People will say, "Oh, Shaykh, I did this and I couldn't control myself," and subhanAllah, you just Allahu Akbar Kabira. What has our situation become that even like a baby devil comes and touches us and it's like fire. So don't give shaitan too much credit. It's alhamdulillah, Allah is with us till we walk away. Allah is with us. We have to take the step. Ataytu harbala, Allah Ta'ala rushes towards us. So Allah is with us. فَإِذَا سَلَكَ عِبَادِي وَإِذَا سَلَكَ عِبَادِي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. I am qareeb. My servants and my slaves ask about me. Tell them I'm close. Inni qareeb. Verily I'm close. There's no doubt I'm close. Allah to close hai hi. Ab hum bhag rahe hain dur tab kya? Yani ki that's like be'adbi of Allah, beqadri of Allah. We are the ones running away. So don't let this happen, okay? This is what, like second day after Ramadan, Eid? When was Eid? Wednesday. Yeah, it's okay. Second day. If we're enough of the resting, enough of the, just procrastination, make your schedule again. Ramadan, Allah Ta'ala gave us a nazam, a discipline. Follow that discipline. Wake up early in the morning. Do tahajjud, do your azkar, at least half an hour of muraqabah, read your Quran, do your istighfar. But keep an eye on the zawq and shawq. If you feel that your nafs is, I don't know the English of bezari, but if your nafs is like bezar, kya hota bezari ko? Kya kehte hain English mein? Getting tired of something. Not tired in terms of like it's like too much effort. Tired like I don't feel like. That's what bezar is. I don't feel like doing this. I'm tired of doing this. I'm I don't want to do. So if you start feeling that your nafs is doing that, then you have to like with himmat, you have to like crush it. Okay, and bring and make dua to Allah. Allah, no Allah, no Allah, not Allah. I can't live with this. I cannot live with this nafsi, Allah Kareem, Allah. I cannot live with the heart that doesn't yearn you, and I cannot live with the heart that doesn't ache for you, Ya Allah Kareem, Allah. And I see this nafs doing this again to me. And I've seen it last year, the year before, the year before, the year before, the year before. I've seen this for 10, 20, 30 years of my life, and I cannot keep living like this. Oh Allah, you can save me, only you can save me. Go into the sajda, cry for this, whatever this bezari is. This tiredness or this lack of vigor or lack of interest in Allah and ibadah and whatnot. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean that you don't do tafrih, istirahat, of course you do it. Bring that into your life, but disciplined way. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of ilm, a little bit of zikr, a little bit of dawat, a little bit of getting together, eating my Afghan catering, or whatever the new name is. Right? So, inshallah ta'ala, or Mahrab Afghan catering. Because it's not mazidar anymore. ठीक है ना, तो इसको इस तरह करना है. अब हमें गिरना नहीं है, अब हमने अल्लाह का मुरीद बनना है. ठीक है, कोई पूछे क्यों ऐसे कर रहे हो, उसका मैंने अल्लाह वाला बनना है. I want to become अल्लाह वाला. That's it. हिम्मत मर्दा मदद खुदा. मोहब्बत मुझे उन नौजवानों से है सितारों पे जो डालते हैं कमाल, हिम्मत करते हैं. High passion, setting high goals for themselves and showing it that they can do it. May Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us. Ameen. Rabbul Alameen. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamd. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamd. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamd. Wa akhiru da'wana anil